guys, this is the ASMR Medic. I hope you're well. In this video, we're going to be showing you the highlights from the first two VPG Virtual Pro Gaming matches that we played with Medical Rovers FC, the pro clubs team associated with this channel, the ASMR Medic YouTube channel. If you want to try out for the club as well, you're more than welcome to. We need players in multiple positions still, and we would quite like some backup in other positions that are already filled. You can do that by joining the Discord with all the links to that in the description. So as you can see, there's the team. You can pause and take a look at who's playing in each position. I'm in centre defensive mid, although I moved to centre back in the second match, but there were quite a lot of changes to the side before we played this first match. We did a good number, I'd say 20 or 30, maybe even a few more, but generally most of the people in this team, well, not even, probably half the people in this team have played at least 20 games with each other. But we had some last minute dropouts, and so we had to quickly scramble a few friends of friends, as it always is with these things at the last minute. We're hoping to have a bit more of a secure side after this first couple of games. But other than that, despite the fact that this is a really new team, as you can see right from the start, we're putting together some decent football. We lose the ball pretty early on, and we have to remember that we're playing against players that have been playing pro clubs quite a lot over the past couple of months, or however long they've had FIFA, I suppose. And we've only really been playing pro clubs for the last, I guess, few weeks, if not even really, maybe a week and a bit. And like I said, half of these players haven't played with each other at all. But as you can see, 10 minutes in, they get a bit of a breakaway, a nice little turn, a block for myself, and Urku gets the ball away. It's then played down the wing, and Josh Knowles, who's playing as he's our club manager as well, plays inside. It's then played into Cameron, big striker up front, a nice little turn, but unfortunately gets blocked. But we're closing them down well, and I have to say, the organisation, how on earth that wasn't a penalty though. I remember we were going a bit crazy in the chat before. There's a bit of a mix-up in the box, and eventually it gets cleared away. But still 0-0 coming up to the 20-minute mark. The ball's played over the top. I managed to get a little touch on it, but they still keep it. Played out wide. Played back inside. They're just shaping up the shoot, and a great save from DePast, but we know him as Daddy Pig in the comment section and on Discord. So it's played back through. Played into esports Neymar. Back through, and there's no way that DePast is going to be able to save that one. Not his fault at all. Maybe a bit of a defensive error from myself. As you will see later on, a number of goals come from me committing to slide tackles. There's a great bit of interception there by Urku, and eventually I get the ball away, playing it through the centre now. I'm trying to remember the name of this team, but I don't think it really matters too much. As you can see here, my slide tackle up the pitch again left us wanting, and a wonderful fake to get it around Daddy Pig, and that made it 2-0 pretty early on. Now from here on, we didn't lose our heads. We kept it together. As you can see, Urku getting in the way of that, and to be honest, that could have been 3-0. It was offside in the end. The initial shot probably could have gone in, but we survived, and we slowly grew into the game from this point. A nice passage of play here, as you can see, and actually a decent opportunity, but they defended quite well. They closed down well as well. Certainly they kept a narrow defensive shape, but Daddy Pig doing what he does best here. I thought I'd show a couple of replays just for your viewing pleasure. Don't ask me, no idea. I don't think he knew either, but we let him off. He's a good goalkeeper. He is a good goalkeeper. But as you can see, pretty good stats. We had the majority possession. I know it only flashed up on screen for a second, but we had 57% possession. Possession is 9/10 of the game, some people say, but showing. But we definitely had the Lions' share of the ball. I get a little shot off here, but it was so telegraphed, it was never going to go in, and that's the end of that game. I decided to not show many more highlights from that one. I didn't really see what the point was. So we lost one player from this game. I believe Chaza left, and that meant that Josh Knowles could go left mid, I believe. And we decided that I would drop from centre defensive mid into centre back alongside Ergu. Ergu, you may know from AGN's channel. We thought that would give us a bit more defensive solidity. The AI is incredibly bad at defending, and although I do really enjoy, and I think I'm probably best at centre defensive mid, I think it was more useful for me to be at centre back. Perhaps we'll find another centre back, maybe one of you guys who are watching who play pro clubs. By the way, we're on PlayStation. I probably should have mentioned that earlier. If you haven't realised already, you guys can fill in centre back if that's the position that you play. But the early start here, and it doesn't start too well. 1-0. I was starting to think this is going to be a really long game because that was probably quite largely down to my centre back positioning, and I don't really know how to play. As you can see, I'm way out of position there. But it's a good ball down the line to Josh Knowles. We realised that he's actually been put in centre defensive midfield by the game. Obviously, it kind of randomly picks where the player's going to go, so I eventually changed that. So he's playing out wide. I'm covering the space, but Ergu with a lovely bit of play, ball playing, defensive midfielder. It comes to Luke. 1-1 our first game in the VPG. A wonderful finish and a lovely passage of play started by a wonderful little bit of jinkery by Ergu. The ball comes in here, and it's a great opportunity for their winger, but it's a difficult one to take, I suppose, and it goes wide. The play is restarted by Daddy Pig. It's played out wide. A number of good balls in the second game, and we're spreading the play really nicely before slipping through. Luke, the goal scorer, eventually gets the pass off to Toby. Play back to Josh, who's now playing on the wing. Cameron with another jink, and he cuts it onto his left foot, but it's not to be, unfortunately. Josh then plays infield a little bit later on. Luke gets hold of it, plays it to Cameron, again out wide. I'm just trying to make sure I keep my position there. Harvenator, or Jack, plays to Luke, another little fake. Unfortunately their defender saw what was happening there and managed to get in the way. But it was an opportunity for them to break then. They did another little nice spread out wide before taking it down the wing. I'm trying to watch my man. Instead, I stupidly keep him on side, and there was no way that we were going to be able to save that in the end. It was quite unfortunate. A good first initial save by Daddy Pig, but the rebound unfortunately fell really, really kindly for them. Stupid by me. As you can see, probably quite a number of these goals are my fault. But isn't that just part of parcel of it being my channel, I suppose? I get an automatic starting position, but maybe I will lose in the end if I keep playing this way. But 2-1 down. We've already come back from 1-0 down. There's no reason why we can't after this. A good opportunity from the corner that comes out, and it's taken down the wing, played back inside to Ergu, who's playing a slightly more advanced line, dropping as deep as I possibly can, probably destroying the offside trap, but offering an out ball and just making sure that I don't get completely outpaced over the top. Then I try to switch the play, and it just goes completely wrong. Nearing half time in this, I'd say we probably played strangely not quite as fluid in the first half of this as we did in either of the halves of the game. We lost 2-0, but Josh Knowles doing really well to get his way through, but unfortunately it was with one of the AI players, and so didn't really go to plan with the finish. Ergu with a great header from far out, almost getting in the top corner, but the goalkeeper was equal to it, and that was half time. We were playing quite well, as I said, probably not even as well as we were playing in the first half, but we did score. Probably playing slightly more direct football, less nervous. I would say we definitely eased into the game, but unfortunately early on in the second half, the ball is lost through one of the AI players, and then opportunity there, but we had the bit between our teeth after they started dabbing and shushing on us. So man, we were desperate for a comeback. The ball's played straight into Luke. Halfinator skipping over his man beautifully. Toby Knowles going into the box there. They were trying to cover, but they just couldn't cover enough. Brings the ball down and Cameron slots it into the back of the net. 3-2, and with half an hour to go, we were really believing that we could make the comeback here. And as you'll see, the final sort of when we get to the 80th minute mark, I'm just going to let it run because it just gets a bit hectic, and I didn't want to lose any decent highlights. But we started defending a little bit better. We did start defending a little bit better. We started playing quite well. It was a bit frantic. Maybe the other team felt like the game was getting away from them, even though they were winning. But yeah, a good save there from Daddy Pig. It was a good opportunity for them. They tried to curl around him, but he was very much equal to it. A wonderful spread ball out wide, switching the play from Toby Knowles to Halfinator. Cameron plays it back to him, and they just get in the way of it, and the rebounds, how they weren't put in, I'll never know, but we were just a little bit too quickly closed down. But once again, on their counter-attack is closed down, and again, the brother of Toby Knowles, Josh Knowles, tried to play it out, and it just shows you the direct football that we're trying to exploit down those wings later on. Once again, I keep them onside, an amazing opportunity for them to make it 4-2, but Daddy Pig with an incredibly good save. I'm chasing down their right winger now. It's played inside by Urku with a brilliant interception, and this sets off the final 10 minutes of the game. I'm not going to do any cuts from here because it's just attack after attack after attack. Cameron tries to slot it back through there to Toby after being played through by Halfinator. A good interception header there. Cameron laying it off to myself. Not sure what I'm doing so far at the pitch. I start to realise that and try to back off. It's a brilliant opportunity from Luke, and it doesn't even quite go out for a corner. A good little bit of play there from their centre back as well, and they loft over the top. Urku doing well to keep up with him, and I just trying to follow them through, both me and Urku, and it's a good bit of play from his man. It's intercepted eventually by Josh, who can then set his man down the wing. Halfinator playing it inside to Cameron. I'm desperately trying to turn it up for the last 5 minutes onto attacking. Eventually managed to do so when the ball goes out of play, but there's only a few minutes left on the clock. It's played into Josh Knowles. I do a wonderful, as you can see, little fake, and it's played to Josh, who sets his man down the wing, makes the cross in, finds Luke, and what an absolutely incredible volley that is from Luke, shushing and of course dabbing on our opponents who did the exact same thing to us about an hour ago in the game. It's an absolutely wonderful connection, and with only a few minutes left on the clock, we felt like we could potentially nick it as well. We had to go fully attacking. I decided to turn it back onto either balanced or defensive. I can't remember what I turned it onto. It's a good interception here by Urku, but unfortunately it comes out to his man, and I've never seen a save on Pro Clubs quite like that. An incredible save by Daddy Pig. Reminds me of the Columbia save by Pickford. He holds onto the ball quite nicely there before setting off. Our winger once again did it all game. Toby Knowles managed to intercept, and here we were 4-on-2. I'm sorry that I changed the camera angle there, but it's just kept out, and the ball's then whipped in and held by the goalkeeper, and that was the end of the game, guys. Now, I hope that you enjoyed those highlights. I hope that you enjoyed the way that we did it as well. It was done slightly differently to how I would have wanted to have done it. I'd quite like to do a live commentary, but it's difficult because obviously we're in a party together talking. That's how we can kind of coordinate our moves and stuff like that. But I thought we did well in that final game. 1 point from our first 2 games. It might not sound very good, but look at those stats: 15 shots on target, the majority of possession, and overall, I think we probably deserve to win that game. Some things obviously we need to work on. I mean, Toby, Luke are 2 players, and Chazza are players that have not really ever played with us before. We're just backing out of the game here because obviously we don't want to go into extra time. It's done as like a sort of league system, so you just back out of it when you draw a game. We've never played with those guys before, so just to think that we never played, but we played that well, I'm pretty happy with that. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed that kind of highlight reel, and let me know if you want to get involved. Add me on PS4 as well if you particularly want to. But yeah, join the Discord